Welcome in, everybody, to the 423 Football Podcast. This is going to be our Week 4 recap show of our own league of record, our KPT BALLAS League. If you've been listening the past few weeks, you know how this system goes. We have three episodes in a week. You should definitely go back and check out those episodes. We had our Week 4 recap, just our regular show, our Week 5 preview. But like I said, this is going to be our KPT BALLAS league-specific somewhat. We're going to talk news and other things. But yeah, I'm your host, Brandon Bouchard, joined here with Brett Hamilton, finally.
I'm back, baby.
And we got Kevin here again.
Skr, skr.
All right, so hopefully all those people who were getting tired of hearing my voice alone throughout the week, we actually got some more, fantasy intake than just the past couple episodes. All right, so if you listen to the past couple episodes, you know there's been a lot of news going on in the NFL as of late. It's almost like beating a dead horse when you're talking about injuries because it's going to be updated every single day in the NFL on practice reports and everything like that. So I think the best way, since we got people here now, I'm just going to go through and list a bunch of injuries, and you tell me if they're going to be in or out, or I don't know, give me something on them.
I feel like it's impossible this week.
It is hard. There's a lot of...
We can try.
Yeah, we can only try. All right, first one I'm going to mention, Wendell Smallwood, dealing with a knee injury, did not practice again on Thursday. In or out?
In.
I would say he's in for the sole reason that they need him to be in.
Yeah.
I just think they're saving him.
All right, Sam Bradford, dealing with a knee also, practiced on Thursday. It was limited, but I don't know. That knee injury has kind of been... testy the past couple weeks. In or out?
I'm going to say out.
Yeah, I'll stick with out as well because...
Is that the Monday night game?
Yes.
He does have a little bit more time.
Yeah, they play the Bears on Monday night. But I think honestly, Case Keenum's looked okay, and it's against the Bears, so I don't think they're that worried.
Yeah, and it was just losing Dalvin Cook. I doubt they wanted to add any extra risk with losing their QB.
Yeah.
So.
Hopefully Teddy Bridgewater comes back in a few weeks. I would love to see that.
Saves the day.
Yeah. All right, Ty Montgomery dealing with broken ribs. He practiced Thursday, limited, but he's wearing a protective vest, so still kind of up in the air there. In or out?
I hope out.
You hope out?
I do hope out. Why would you want... Do you want him to play? As a Packers fan, do you want him to play?
I mean...
He has, that's a serious...
He has, internal, bodily injury risk.
That's a serious risk to getting re-injured.
I understand the risk, but they're leaving it up to him, basically. And if Montgomery wants to play, then so be it. I'm cheering for the guy, but...
Well, yeah.
I understand. I understand.
Well, for fantasy, just, getting away from the player standpoint, for fantasy, it would be atrocious. Because you've got a lot of people thinking that Aaron Jones is going to play. He was a huge waiver wire pickup. People spend a lot of fab on him if you're in one of those leagues. And now it's just we thought that the second running back, what's his name? I forgot.
Jamal Williams.
It escaped me. We thought he was going to be out for 2 weeks. He might play.
He might play as well.
It's a bad situation for fantasy.
It's definitely a mess, especially because if one of these guys is limited or anything like that. But
I just don't know why they would rush him back at this point.
And I would also caution owners, if you do have Ty Montgomery, and he does seem to be like he's playing, I would still caution starting him because...
Me too.
Ribs are one of those things where if you get banged up, you just can't play through that pain, and there is injury risk and all that stuff. So.
Yeah, and I think Josh Norman, actually, he's dealing with broken ribs right now too, and I think he's out for a couple of weeks, already confirmed, because there was already apparently a scar tissue,
bruising,
something with the lungs. But we've seen that in the past we've seen a lot of lacerated kidneys and punctured lungs, obviously the big one. But
you have to keep in mind that Ty Montgomery has sickle cell. So if he takes a serious injury, which I consider this to be pretty serious, but if he takes anything more, that it could really hurt his recovery time. Because that's the thing about sickle cell.
Yeah. One last thing on Ty Montgomery. I just wish, I've been saying the past couple weeks, the doctors in the NFL right now, because when Montgomery first went down, they were just okay, broken ribs, and then next thing they were okay, now it's bruised ribs, he's probably going to play, and now they're back to broken ribs. I'm
And this was worse than the first broken ribs, because now there's multiple ones.
You're medical professionals. How do you not know this?
Then you got Tom Petty dying multiple times.
R.I.P., man.
Rest in peace.
He was the GOAT.
Rest in peace, Tom Petty.
He was the best on King of the Hill. He was lucky.
Okay.
It was awesome.
Okay, we're getting off track. Devontae Adams. Shut up. All right, Devontae Adams still in concussion protocol. Obviously, that huge hit last week. Expected to do more, or he did do more in practice on Thursday. Do you expect him to be in or out?
It would be amazing if he was in. I'm going to say out.
Yeah, with concussions, I usually err on the side of out, especially with one where the guy was unresponsive for a time.
That was. I mean, I don't care what anybody says. That wasn't just a normal concussion.
No. And obviously, Danny Trevathan getting his suspension reduced to 1 game.
What?
Why?
I don't know.
I don't know. Well, honestly, I think the NFL looks at like hits and like what the injury ends up being. I think the fact that Devontae could possibly play this week factored into that, but it's
That's
the same
sad.
hit.
Yeah.
Or the fact that he could have possibly died.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same hit either way. But Marquise Lee dealing with rib injuries as well. He didn't practice on Thursday. In or out?
I'm going to say in.
I'll go with in.
Marcus Mariota dealing with a hamstring injury. He's still not running today, so I don't know, in or out?
Unfortunately, out.
I'm going to go with in because during the game, Mariota wanted to stay in, but he couldn't drop back like usual because of his hamstring. So they pulled him in. That game was long gone anyway.
Right.
So I think they'll run him out there and see how he does, but be wary of that it could be the same situation of last week where if it does start to bother him, they might not keep him in.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And it's going to have a trickle-down effect to the rest of the team. I don't really want to have any of those pass catchers. Maybe Delaney Walker if Matt Castle rolls out there. I don't know. Jerick McKinnon practiced in full on Thursday. Obviously, Latavius Murray, they'll probably split carries in this upcoming game on Monday. I think McKinnon's going to be in if he's practicing in full on Thursday.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, I'd say
and they
low odds.
It's the same thing with the Eagles. Like they don't have the depth to really use much caution there.
But yeah, they did just add Stephen Ridley.
I saw that.
We'll
see how that plays out.
That's just they added him for depth, so just in case they get, or I guess Jerick McKinnon in case he doesn't play.
Yeah. Jay Ajayi dealing with a knee also didn't practice on Thursday.
I still think in.
Yeah, I think he'll be in. He's always on the injury report. He's just one of those guys. Yeah. So I think he'll be playing.
He was last week too, wasn't he?
Yeah. He does have chronic knee pain or something like that.
Yeah, which is awful, and it is a concern because he was on the field for a lot less time than normal last week, and I think that did have something to do with the knee.
Yeah, he better play because he's one of my starts of the week, so we'll see how that goes. Matt Forte, toe injury, also did not practice on Thursday.
I still don't think he's good to go. I'm going to go out.
Yeah, I'll say out as well.
Benjamin Watson, dealing with a calf injury, also did not practice on Thursday.
I'm going to say in.
Honestly, I have no idea. We'll go with in.
Kelvin Benjamin, knee injury, limited on Thursday.
I'm going to say in.
I'll say he's in.
Tyler Eifert, back injury, did not practice on Thursday.
He's going to be out forever.
He's Eifert, so he will be on the bench. And
yeah, maybe Tyler Croft, a sneaky play. I don't know.
The new Tyler in town.
Yeah. Jack Doyle practiced with a non-contact jersey. He's dealing with concussion right now. In or out?
I'm going to go out.
I'll say in. Just monitor it with concussions always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two last bits of injury notes. They're not really in or out scenarios. Obviously, if you're listening to this right now, it's Friday, but we do record this. We're recording this on Thursday night. It's before the Thursday night game, so we already know Rob Gronkowski is unlikely to play on Thursday night. So obviously, we don't know what's going to happen yet because we're recording on Thursday. But just a thing of note, if you did take Gronk out of your lineup, however, a lot of people probably just took him out and are waiting to find a tight end. Are there any like tight ends you guys are targeting specifically that you could pick up on waivers mainly that could replace Gronk? Obviously, you're not going to replace like Gronk as like the value.
Yeah.
Oh wait, we have a breaking news. Breaking news. Can it drop?
Break it.
Rob Gronkowski inactive tonight versus the Bucks.
Officially in.
So take him out that lineup.
Yeah.
Hop in that DeLorean and get him out of there.
You might have to go back in time. Obviously, you're listening to this on Friday. But, yeah, there's a lot of tight ends out there. None are really even close to reliable. Like, there's maybe 3 reliable tight ends at this point. Maybe 4. Obviously, Gronk, Ertz, Kelsey, and I'd even throw Charles Clay in the mix.
My boy, over 2 points, Charles Clay.
Yeah. But I'm looking at, I think Austin Seferian-Jenkins, as Brett's mentioned in the past couple weeks, I think he's a possible add you could go out and get. Benjamin Watson.
I like Jared Cook if he is available in your leagues. I think he's had pretty solid production this year.
I think Cameron Brate tonight. I mean, talking about high-powered offenses on both sides, I think there's a lot of points to go around, and we saw him get a touchdown last week.
I like Cameron Brate. It's just the fact that people are going to be listening to this on Friday, so it's not going to matter.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
We don't all have flux capacitors like you, Brett.
Brett's living in the past and the future. All right. Derek Carr, he is actually ahead of schedule. That's not any report that we've heard from a doctor or even though we know how reliable doctors have been thus far, or coaches. That's just from the mouth of Derek Carr at the moment. But he says he's ahead of schedule, and Week 6 return is possible. So maybe it's just a 1-week injury. Hopefully for the Raiders it is, because I'm not really liking any Raiders players without Derek Carr on the field.
Right.
All right, so yeah, that's all of our in and out segment. We're going to go through our KPT Ballas Week 4 recap real quick.
Talk about living in the past and the future.
Yeah. We're all over the place today. So far, I am still undefeated.
Oh my gosh. Let someone
the
else do
disdain
this
that he
segment.
says it on.
Hey, I'm not. That's all I'm going to say. I'm undefeated. All right, Bush is in second at 3-1. 5 teams: Matt, Peyton, Steele, Kevin, and Heather, all sitting at 2-2. And then we got Brett, Charles, and Joseph currently at the bottom at 1-3.
Brett did have a bad beat this week as being the second highest scorer and losing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is, in fact, the worst.
That's never kind.
It
But-
was awful. If the Seahawks didn't score 20 points, that really, really killed me. And Larry Legend coming through in overtime. Awful. Just a heartbreaker.
Yeah, but just like a little PSA to all those people out there right now that are like at the bottom, like 1-3 or even
Like me.
0-4. Yeah, there's a long way to go. And I think a few years back, I think obviously Peyton's not here today, but I'm pretty sure Peyton went like 0-6 to start the season.
It was
And
something
it just
awful
rattled
like
off
that.
the rest of the wins.
Yeah, and
Snuck in.
and he snuck into the playoffs. And I mean, there's a lot that can be done. It's a week-to-week game, and there's no reason to give up.
Also, think there was another year where I think it was Peyton again started like 5-0 and then didn't make the playoffs. So anything can change. I'm looking at you, Brandon.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Like I said, it's a long season. As I mentioned, Joseph 1-3. He's had 2 brutal back-to-back weeks. He honestly could be 3-1 up there with the rest, or with Bush. But if you listen to the Week 4 recap show on Wednesday, you heard me talk about the brutal loss that Joseph took on the last play of the Chiefs and Redskins Monday night game.
Oh, it was awful. It was terrible.
I don't know about you guys, but I've never seen anything even remotely like that.
I've seen plenty of like last second wins, like field goal puts it over, but this was like the game was over. Justin Houston could have just fell down, and the game would have ended the same way. But he just needed that score.
Yeah. And the fact that it was on Monday night, it was literally the last play of football of Week 4.
So much money was won and lost on that one irrelevant play.
I can't imagine.
I've never seen anything.
I can't imagine what the Vegas bets were. But yeah, Joseph ended up losing to Bush on that play by 1.88 points. However, that wasn't even the closest matchup this week. Although it was the most dramatic. Steele actually ended up beating Matt by 1.3 points. Matt had Terrell Pryor and Jordan Reed in that Monday night game. They obviously couldn't get it done. So Steele comes out on top there. All right, gonna move into our awards section. I got the Star Bench Award. Obviously, the team with the bench that could have put them on top, or they really should have played a certain player over another. I'm actually giving it to 2 people this week because
I'm excited.
Yeah, I don't want Joseph to feel bad after getting it for last week, but I'm giving it to Matt for one. He would have beaten Steele, as we talked about that close game, if he started Frank Gore over Sterling Shepard, which
that's reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. It was in the flex position, but like I said, it was only 1.3 point difference. So
yeah, every point counts.
Yeah, and then Joseph obviously would have won if he started Jarvis Landry over Geronimo Allison, or because Geronimo had 0 points in that game. I think Landry had 4. Or Joseph could have started if he would have listened to the podcast. Mercedes Lewis is not a good tight end anymore.
But that 1 week, though.
That 1 week. He's had 0 points in every other week except for that one.
London, man, does something to you.
I guess. But literally, Joseph could have started any top 30 tight end last week and won over Mercedes Lewis.
So if you just would have listened to the podcast.
Yeah, but there is a silver lining.
There is.
Because Joseph is actually getting another award. The Bold Move That Worked Award for starting Alvin Kamara over Jay Ajayi,
it worked.
It worked. It turned out to be a 10-point swing.
I can't believe it.
Alvin Kamara comes away with 15 points. Jay Ajayi only 5. So
no one in fantasy would have made that move.
Absolutely no one.
But maybe he's just smarter than anyone else. I don't know.
Turns out the Dolphins' offense is horrendous.
Yeah. Hopefully they get back on track.
Smoking Jay Cuddy
this week.
Just not getting it done.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all the awards we have for this week. I do want to go back to I guess it was last week when Kevin made his trade with Joseph, trading Sammy Watkins for Amari Cooper.
It's a dumpster fire this week.
Yeah, apparently. I don't know. The trade is looking a lot more even than last week.
I thought it was even.
Well, yeah, I thought it was.
It's pretty much who you expect to do better.
It's just upside, guys.
I thought it was pretty close, but I didn't expect Amari to just literally everyone just fell off the cliff in terms of their Amari hype this week. He's been dropping passes. Derek Carr's not there now. I don't really know what to expect from the guy. I still. Again, if Derek Carr's out there, hopefully he gets back next week. I definitely like Amari on that side, but I don't know. It has kind of a mess of a trade to put at this point.
Amari has the talent. He just needs to catch footballs.
Yeah.
And he's the lowest rated wide receiver in PFF right now. He is not that bad. So I believe that he can turn it around just like any other player can. So
just gotta get that mind right.
Yep.
It's all mind game.
It's in his head now.
Yeah. All right. Waiver wire ads this week. We had a ton of them. It was a good week for waiver wires. A lot of injuries happened. Obviously, we went through those. So a lot of people to grab on waivers. I went and grabbed Devin Funchess, Alfred Morris, and Matt Prater. I just want to get your guys' thoughts. I'll go ahead
on Matt Prater.
Well, not on Matt. Just obviously bye weeks are kicking in, so you're gonna have to get kickers and defenses. That's why I just listed them. I'll go ahead and jump down to Bush. Also picked up Darren McFadden. If I know nothing's come out yet, but we're still waiting on the Ezekiel Elliott.
You don't say.
Appeals process news. If you were to pick one of these guys, Alfred Morris or McFadden, who would you lean towards?
Alfred Morris.
I would lean towards McFadden because at the start of the season when they were going to sit Zeke, McFadden was going to be the guy. And the reason why McFadden's never active or like involved in the game plan is because he doesn't offer anything different to their offense. It's just like Alfred Morris changes the pace of what Zeke does. Darren McFadden just brings the same game that Zeke does, just worse. So,
and Darren McFadden last year, or was it last year?
Yeah, whenever someone goes down, he's the old trusty guy for them. So.
Yeah, he's done it before. I do like Alfred Morris as a runner, but I don't know. It's just really both are.
It's almost a coin flip for me.
Yeah, it's a coin flip for Dallas, basically, or any fantasy owner, because it's just whoever they pick, because they're going to roll with basically one guy, and they can obviously do it behind that offensive line. It's not that difficult.
Yeah.
All right, so Brett picked up Latavius Murray. He's or Dalvin Cook, obviously. Brett lost him, unfortunately, with the ACL injury.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, but Latavius Murray, as we mentioned earlier, Jarrett McKinnon most likely going to be playing in this game as well. So going to be interesting to see the splits and see how that works. Kevin snagged Wayne Gallman and Deshaun Watson. I love the Wayne Gallman pickup. I definitely think he's going to be the guy in New York for at least I don't know. Eventually, not maybe
he should be, but
he has the same feeling I have with Alex Collins, where he looks just infinitely better than everyone else who's run on that team. Like he's the only guy who's shown any sort of like flash, so it's worth a flyer.
Yeah,
so.
And Paul Perkins has looked awful, and he doesn't have ribs anymore. So,
they fell out.
Definitely moving away from that. Steele picks up Thomas Rawls and Cam Newton. Obviously, Chris Carson down. Kevin lost him, unfortunately.
Rip in peace.
Yeah. Peyton gets Aaron Jones and Will Fuller, which both of those made me mad because I really wanted both of them, especially Will Fuller.
I think Will Fuller is in a very good spot if the Texans can keep rolling like they are.
Yeah, and especially this week. They're playing the Chiefs. I expect Marcus Peters to be on DeAndre Hopkins, so Will Fuller might be a more reliable guy. Joseph trying to rebuild his team, I guess. Jerron Brown, Tyler Lockett, and Jesse James. He added all of those. And then Matt ends up adding Hunter Henry. That's the most notable player he added. But his drops were kind of interesting. He dropped some big name players. He dropped Kirk Cousins, Sterling Shepard, and Justin Tucker.
I was
good old trusty Justin Tucker. He's not the same this year.
This is why you don't draft kickers anytime
except
before,
the last round.
Yeah, this is a prime example. Justin Tucker, he hasn't done much of anything this year. All right, that's all of our waiver wire pickups going into the Week 5 matchups. Got me playing Peyton. So Peyton wasn't here, or Peyton's obviously not here today, but I guess he'd have some choice words if he was, but I plan on staying undefeated.
Oh my gosh!
Heather's playing.
Come on, Peyton.
Heather's going to be playing Charles. Matt's going to be playing Brett. Bush going up against Kevin, and then Steele going up against Joseph. We're just gonna, as we usually do, we're just gonna kind of talk right now. I got kind of like a, I guess, game or segment we can do.
I love games.
I love segments.
Well, this is perfect.
We've got both.
Because we have both. I'm just gonna give you a list of 3 players, and you tell me which one you want to start, which one you want to bench, and which one you want to sell. Now, I want to just before we start,
start, bench,
and sell.
Sell. Okay.
Yeah, and it can be interpreted a few different ways because obviously some of these guys I'm going to list you're not going to want to bench these guys. It's just more of like a preference.
Yeah.
Just
who you want more.
Yeah. So just start, bench, and sell is more of whether maybe you want to drop them or whether you want to get something for them if they have good value. All right, so here we go. First one, Ty Montgomery, Lamar Miller, Bilal Powell.
I assume this is assuming Ty Montgomery plays.
Yes. I didn't really think about it in just like this week, but...
just for moving forward.
Yeah, moving forward, yeah.
Ty Montgomery, Bilal Powell, and who?
Lamar Miller.
Okay.
And this is it's not really well, I lost what I was going to say. I'll think of it here in a minute. Go ahead.
Okay. I'll go. You want me to go first? All right, first. I am going to start. I'm going to start Ty Montgomery if he's healthy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to trade Lamar Miller. I'm going to sit Bilal Powell, even though I think that he's the best running back in New York.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. If you're going to sell Lamar Miller at this point, or this is the prime time to sell him because he had that big week.
Coming off the big week.
And
But
Bilal
some of us don't have enough running backs to be selling.
Yeah, but but saying a player is on your bench is more like you're just holding on to them, waiting. That's one other thing. What about you, Kevin?
I would sell Ty Montgomery. I would bench Bilal Powell and start Lamar Miller.
All right.
So my logic with the Ty Montgomery sell is I do think his value is still very high, and I think that you can get more for him than the other two guys. And I'm definitely not as high on Ty Montgomery as you guys are. I think he's a great talent. I think he's well fitted for the offense, but I think the Packers do so many different things on offense that you can't expect consistent production from him week on week.
And like I've mentioned in the past couple episodes, Ty Montgomery's really never been the healthiest guy.
Yeah.
We haven't seen that much from the guy. I do like him, but
Yep.
we'll see how the injuries play out. All right, tough one here. We're gonna get tougher and tougher. All right, Kareem Hunt, Todd Gurley, Ezekiel Elliott.
You want to take that one first?
Start, bench, sell.
Kareem Hunt, Ezekiel Elliott, and Todd Gurley. I'm going to start Kareem Hunt. I'm going to sell Todd Gurley and bench Ezekiel Elliott. I almost picked sell Kareem Hunt because I do believe that like the stats are going to go towards the mean in this case. Like his production's going to go down, and I think if there's still an owner out there that wants to trade Le'Veon Bell or Ezekiel Elliott for Kareem Hunt, then you should do that. But and Todd Gurley, we've talked about this before. His schedule is absurd coming up. He has looked very good. He is involved in the passing game. He does have the volume. I wouldn't sell him for scraps or anything, but he's something to temper your expectations on.
All right, I like it. I was going to say sell Todd Gurley, but in the interest of being different, I'll go start Elliott, bench Gurley, and sell Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, I think all these guys really. I mean, they all have significant value, and you can get a lot.
Yeah.
You can get a lot for them. And again, just because we're saying bench one of these guys doesn't mean to bench one of these guys. It just means you're
out of these three.
Yeah, if someone
it's someone you want to hold on to, you don't want to sell.
If you somehow had these all on your team and you had to do these things,
then you
didn't
could
have a flex. You could only start 2 running backs.
Which honestly, you could have all 3 of these guys on your team. I mean, Zeke was falling into the back of the 2nd and 3rd rounds. You could have drafted Gurley, Zeke, and then Kareem Hunt way back,
like the 5th or something.
Crazy scenarios there. Moving into a receiver, start, bench and sell. Got Stephon Diggs, number 1 receiver in fantasy right now. Jordy Nelson and Chris Hogan. I think they're 1, 2, 3, honestly, at the receiver position. So Stephon Diggs, Jordy Nelson, Chris Hogan.
Start Chris Hogan, bench Jordy Nelson, and sell Stephon Diggs. Because, I mean, Stephon Diggs is not going to have a stable quarterback for the foreseeable future. He is always doing this every year. He's a flash-in-the-pan guy the first couple weeks and then falls off. Chris Hogan looks like Julian Edelman reincarnated, just catching touchdowns here and there every week, especially with Gronk being injured. Like, just run him out there. And I mean, Jordy's Jordy, so just You could interchange him and Chris Hogan. I don't care what you do, but
I mean, honestly, Jordy and Chris Hogan have been kind of similar. They haven't really had that great of yardage, but they're getting touchdowns left and right.
Yep.
Yeah. Who did the Packers play this week?
Cowboys.
It has escaped me. Oh, okay.
Cowboys.
Well, I'm going to start Jordy Nelson because I think Aaron Rodgers is going to have a huge game against them boys. I'm going to sell Diggs. I like that because I don't think he has the capacity to finish as a number one wide receiver. So I don't think his value is going to go up. So if you're going to sell him now.
Yeah.
And then I guess I would bench Hogan.
All right, sticking with the wide receivers, let's go. I remember what I was going to say now. Back about 2 questions ago.
From 15 minutes
No,
ago.
I was going to say, like, all these guys that I'm listing are roughly around the same ranking at the moment, so that's why I kind of grouped these guys together, if you were wondering. Larry Fitzgerald, Keenan Allen, Alshon Jeffrey. Start, bench, sell.
Start Keenan Allen. He's just a target monster. He's talented. As long as he stays healthy, he's always been the guy there.
Yep.
Sell Larry Fitzgerald and bench Alshon Jeffrey. I don't think Carson Palmer is going to be able to stick it out the whole year. He's old. Larry Fitzgerald is old. Their offense isn't that good. Like, they're scrapping for wins. And I think that Alshon is the guy on his team. He's not the most amazing guy, but he's going to get decent production.
I would say bench Larry Legend. I think J-Ron's going to be the go-to passing target for that offense going forward. I would start Keenan Allen, like you said. I mean, I totally agree. He's the number one target. And going forward, I think he has the most upside in that offense as far as receivers. And then I would sell Alshon Jeffrey just because I don't really believe in Alshon that much. But that's just me.
Yeah, I don't really believe in Alshon much either. I think Carson Wentz is pretty good at spreading the ball around, and Zach Ertz has been getting a ton of work. And Alshon, if he's out there against any number one corner, obviously it's going to be on him because Lord knows the Eagles don't have anyone else really.
Yeah.
Okay, Deshaun Watson, Carson Wentz, Dak Prescott. Tough one.
That is a tough one.
Quarterbacks are tough to gauge.
I would start. Man, I would start Deshaun Watson. I have no reason to bench him at this point.
I fully agree with that.
And I at least in our league, I know no one's going to pay up for a quarterback.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
And
what am I getting for that?
In most 10-team, one quarterback leagues, quarterbacks are not a hot commodity.
Maybe in a 2-quarterback deeper league, I could see someone who's really struggling for a quarterback. Like I had picked him up in one league, in our Chef's league. It is 2 quarterbacks. I picked him up because I needed him because my quarterbacks have been, or one quarterback has been trash, and I got to win some games. So I have I mean, I don't think you can sell him for that high, even coming off the monster week. I would bench Dak Prescott just because he's playing well. I wouldn't really bench him, but I would probably sell Carson Wentz. No, I'm gonna reverse that. Sell Prescott, bench Carson Wentz.
Yeah, I think Prescott has a lot more value. People are really hype on.
I mean,
Prescott.
You literally can't sell I mean, he's a streamer.
Dak has been performing this year, and he still has the praise of last year that everybody's still heaping on him. So
All right, we're kind of cutting it close. So I got 2 more, and then we'll close it out.
Okay.
I'm kind of switching up positions now. Melvin Gordon, Leonard Fournette, AJ Green.
start AJ Green.
Always.
I think he is just like arguably the fantasy wide receiver you want. Bench Leonard Fournette, and who's the third?
Melvin Gordon.
And sell Melvin Gordon. I don't think Melvin Gordon. I just have a feeling about Melvin Gordon. I don't like him. just the game flow of how he gets his points, I don't think is sustainable.
Well, I wish you had Melvin Gordon in our league because that's what I'm trying to get from Matt, and he's not budging.
Matt loves Melvin Gordon, but I think Leonard Fournette's obviously like the new hotness right now. So
he's just old steady as long as he stays healthy.
Yeah. All right, one more: DeAndre Hopkins, Brandon Cooks, C.J. Anderson.
I'm starting Hopkins. He's developed such a rapport with
Rhododendron
with Deshaun Watson. I mean, and they're playing lights out right now. They're scoring all kinds of points, and this week's might be a little bit tough, but I don't know. Like you were saying with that matchup, Will Fuller may see a lot more work, but I'm starting him for sure.
Starting Hopkins?
Yeah. I would... this is tough. I don't know. I can't decide on the other two.
I would probably sell Brandon Cooks because I think he is going to be that boomer bust guy throughout the season, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him fit in the offense as a true role player and still have that bigger boomer bust mentality, but it's not worth the I think you could still get very good value
you
from him.
You could get a ton from Brandon Cooks. People
are still super high on him.
Yeah, and then obviously C.J. Anderson. I guess benching C.J.
I'm just pretty lukewarm on him.
Yeah, that's I threw him in the mix just because I don't know that odd group of names there: DeAndre Hopkins, Brandon Cooks, and C.J. Anderson.
Yeah.
All right, so we're running close to out of time. Anything else you guys want to add or talk about real quick?
Just keep persevering through injuries. It'll keep you up at night, but you gotta persevere.
Yeah, don't give up in fantasy. That's one of the biggest things I hate when it comes to fantasy football. When people get down 0-4 or 1-3 or even 2-2, people start freaking out. There's a long way to go. Just keep playing through the season. Be active mainly, and just have fun with it. It's fantasy football. That's why you're doing it in the first place.
The most you can lose is what you already gave to the commissioner.
That was great.
That was
deep. All right, so that's our show for today. Just a reminder: go check out our previous 2 shows from this week. We got a bunch of great content over there. Definitely want to go hear those starts and sits. And also, if you just want to flat out see the starts and sits, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at the423football. Like us on Facebook. Leave your comments and questions. And most importantly, share us. Get the word out there. Even if you don't want to share this incredible information with your competition, just don't be greedy. Just share it. Everyone needs this. So thanks for listening. We are the 423 Football Podcast.
Peace out.